In this lesson, we will learn how to determine whether events are independent or dependent as it relates to probability. Let's quickly read the question and discuss this in further detail. Assume we roll a red and a green die, so 2 dice. Are the events F, which represents a 5 shown on the red die, and the event G, which represents the total showing on the dice, is greater than 10, independent or dependent? Now, 2 events, let's call them G and F so that it's consistent with the question, are independent events if the probability of G, given that F has occurred, equals the probability of G. If the probability of G given F does not equal to the probability of G, then G and F are dependent. So what we will do in this question is find the probability of G and compare it to the conditional probability of G given F. And that can be found using the formula shown underneath. So let's begin by finding the probability of G. And for that, we should write down all the different possibilities. For example, one set of possibilities is that we roll 1 on red and numbers 1 through 6 on green. Another set of possibilities is that we roll 2 on red and 1 through 6 on green. I'll continue this pattern for all 36 possibilities. Now, this is not required that you show this, but I'm just showing it to you for visual sake. Now that you see the 36 possibilities, remember what G represents. It's the total showing on the dice is greater than 10. So when does that happen? When do we get a total greater than 10? Well, it happens right here, 5 and 6. It happens with 6 and 5, and it happens with 6 and 6. This means that the probability of G occurring is 3 out of 36, which reduces down to 1 over 12. We will be comparing this with the conditional probability of G given F. And we will use this formula now, where first, to calculate the denominator, the probability of F occurring, remember what F represents. It represents a 5 is shown on the red dice. Well, that happens 6 times. 6 out of 36 times. So 6 over 36 is equal to 1 over 6. We just found the denominator, and to find the numerator, that represents G intersecting with F, or G and F. So what is the probability of both events occurring? Where a 5 is shown on the red die, that represents all of these, and the total showing on the dice is greater than 10. So on the red and the green dice, the sum is greater than 10. Well, that happens right here. So the probability of G and F is equal to 1 over 36. This part is 1 over 36. Now we're ready to divide. I'll take 1 over 36 and divide it by 1 over 6. And then we can compare that to the probability of G. This is equal to 1 over 36 times 6. The denominator here should give us a product of 216. And as you can see, 216 does not equal to 1 over 12. Going back to here, if they do not equal, then G and F are dependent events. And so there you have it. Now you know how to determine whether events are independent or dependent.